alternative futures is to improve the observation of a rapidly changing complex reality and to encourage early recognition and reaction to emerging trends that may shift the ground and current policies. The process avoids extremes of groundless perceptuation on one hand and categorical theory-driven pronouncements on the other. And a rhetoric is necessary for the alternative to ever have a chance of working. Only a framework allows us to answer to question our own views. Oppenheimer 16. Improved preparation is more thoughtful anticipation of and reaction to change of formal planning and forecasting. Incremental and fundamental policy changes might I consider to protect my interests in alternate funding world is essential risk management. The more global interest, the more quickly current policies will reap diminishing returns and the greater the risk that must be confronted. Preparing for these risks by imagining the strategy might atrophy when thinking about their responses is a central value of the position of alternate scenarios. Policymakers and strategic analysis should seek to better coordinate their efforts. And cut the card there.
Andy, do you want to go to 1AC?
Oppenheimer 16.
The 1AC?
No, the
Process. Well, I think I'm supposed to get the process right.
Yeah, I just like.
I didn't get to pass. I didn't get into.
You didn't read anything on realism good.
No.
Wait, so I'm recording this round, so I'm gonna post it later on, so you can watch it, future reference.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. So are you open for process?
Yeah, don't need time.
Andy, something's playing over your ear. Sounds like a mumble rap song.
I don't know. I think I can still find YouTube. Ready?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So all of our evidence indicates that China wouldn't be willing to go to war. Why do you think that China would be willing to go to war?
Well, if they get a better, if they advance past us in technology, then they'll have more power and,
So all of our evidence indicates that China's military is just too far behind the U.S. They don't have enough in terms of GDP. How does this mean that China is a threat? You just say that you just vaguely articulate that China will be a threat, but all structural factors indicate that China would lose in a war. Why would they want to go into a war with the U.S. if they would lose?
Well, refer to our 14 card that I just read, China is an actual threat, so they wouldn't want.
Wait, why is China an actual threat? You're just saying China's a threat without really explaining the evidence. What's this for?
We're on to.
Oh, I see.
We're saying that the mindset that you have is saying that China isn't powerful enough, or we're saying that that's actually not true.
Yeah, but what evidence indicates that China is a threat? You're not citing any structural factors or advantages that China would have. Can you please elaborate more on China being a threat? And also, what are your other impacts?
Our impacts?
Yeah.
Well, we're solving global peace. We don't want transition wars. We don't want nuclear wars.
So transition wars against who? Is it just anyone?
China
Just specifically China. Yeah. So all of your all of your arguments are predicated on China being a threat. Can you clearly point to a piece of evidence that cites some statistics that says that China would want to go into war and would possibly win the war? Because if China would obviously lose the war, what benefit would there be in trying to start?
Wilson 14 card says China's the tagline reads, China's a country run by military elites interested in expansion. If you want to expand, you have to fight wars to get more land.
So that's if China is willing to go to war with the U.S., which is across the globe to try and get land.
Well, just in
is
general.
That the argument? So they're willing to come over and colonize the U.S. to get more land.
No, we're just saying that they will engage in battle over the strongest hegemon. Also cite, as my partner said, the 413 card that China is an actual threat.
Yeah, I know.
And they can't. We have allies that we would go to war
What
with.
in the 4 evidence says that China is a threat? I'm not really following. All of our evidence is pretty great because it cites just structural factors their Communist Party, the fact that their economy is just still developing and not on par with the U.S. All of these are factors why China wouldn't go to war. I just want to know some statistics why they would want to go to war besides these vague motivations about wanting to beat the U.S.
Well,
I believe we covered that in our card, but also I'll point
that. Can you point out to the specific piece of the
I'll bring that up in our.
they're a rising power, and they're rising power. They're competing against the U.S. for more as they continuously create more innovation and.
Thank you.
I don't know, if you're interested in your stuff.
What's that do? That's a $1.
Yeah, I was gonna say start prep. Start prep now.
You need to load them so you know which right is.
They had some China playing like K-pop or I think you should go see
Yeah.
I'll see you on Tuesday.
I think I skipped some stuff that I wasn't supposed to
I
skip.
think we should take framing now.
I practiced right.
Yeah, I don't think I should.
Okay,
But I skipped some stuff because I wasn't doing that I needed.
Did you include me on it?
I don't know.
It just say no.
If ABAC comes here and asks what stuff is, can you just direct it?
Yeah. It just says, I don't know. It just says round. Okay. Where's your framing stuff?
My framing stuff?
No,
My framing stuff.
Is
Here,
it?
I'll just
Oh,
take
I
it.
know.
Okay.
Thank you again for helping out.
Yeah, probably. Hi Taylor. Hello.
Taylor,
Wait, you guys
get ready
already
to flow.
finished?
We're going for a K against them, right?
Oh really?
Huh? Go get paper.
What?
Go get paper.
Oh, yeah, I got it. I have it.
Wait,
okay,
What do you just say?
stop
Chinese? You say Chinese?
我有功課。
No, you're not gonna do your gong ball. Like you're gonna. This is your gong ball.
我講 homework 係多啲 important。
No, debate is more important than gong ball.
First, well, your mid is SW, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm terrible.
Wait, what speech did you guys finish?
We just finished the 2AC.
Now we're doing the next ball.
Ready for some fun security shit, boys?
Wait, you did the same thing as you did last time.
Alabama.
What did I do? You said the tag thing.
Wait, no, I didn't.
Huh?
Wait, serious? Can I see?
Why?
This is like the name.
Are you sure that?
Danielle gave you the
Sandy.
green light.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just to add Andy to the emoji.
What's
Wait,
in Alabama?
I didn't get it.
No.
No more?
Wait.
I don't know how many.
3.
Wait, can I pee first?
Yeah.
Volunteering for IE. What?
Huh?
Hello, she already finished. We have a round.
Yeah. Yeah, Taylor's pulling all her shifts on her back.
I what?
Why would
Yeah,
somebody
you're putting
tag
all her
over?
shifts on your back.
Wait,
Like,
there's float-
you're like basically the policy team.
No, there's people volunteering tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. I'm volunteering on Saturday.
I'm not volunteering.
Saturday.
I'm a co-kid.
Yeah. Well, that's
Say-
you're not-
You have your name on the
That
list
doesn't mean
today
you're
for
not
today.
doing
Yeah,
it.
but Sarah, excuse me.
That means Kelly's not doing her first.
You know what? Shut up.
Oh,
Damn.
Wait,
Wait, Auntie, what is that on your head? Oh.
I didn't get it.
If you want to do the bathroom, you
Yeah.
can.
Oh, can I actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you not want that? Oh my god, when we were volunteering, there was a bunch of like, Harley
What
kids.
is realism? Sorry.
Realism?
Well, versus
Realistic.
not real.
Okay.
You have
Yeah.
I
real.
mean, like, in
Yeah,
the.
realism. There's non-realism. Non-realism.
No, I mean, like, in the.
In the context of this debate. So realism is like, oh, we have, well, actually, it's pretty basic. It's like just how it's done. It says we have to be realistic about threats. You say that realism is good. We say that your form of realism is bad.
Oh, crap.
So we're just saying that you keep saying China is a threat, but they're not really a threat. Like,
Right, I
Yeah.
just skipped
So
stuff about
could we
realism.
respond with
I'm not
like,
sure if I
what
should
is
cover
realism? We live in such a digital age. We don't know what's real or fake.
no, that would be.
Nikolai Tesla said.
That's a different K.
that. We did
Wait, there is.
Ha,
Yeah,
Andy,
that's
I'm leaving.
Yeah, there's like K about like reality. I'm pretty sure that's Baudrillard.
I'm leaving, Andy.
Why?
Baudrillard time.
No.
No, my mom's
Matrix
coming in
K.
5 minutes. I can't flow.
Tell
Sorry.
Tina I said no.
Matrix K.
Wait,
Wait, Tatum, your flow paper.
My mom gave like Andy college cross-ex
No, I'm
in the
gonna
car
go
ride.
with
Yeah.
Sorry,
Um,
man.
Don't want.
Tatum, you have to actually learn how to type.
Oh, dude, yo, if I give a 1 in art, I'm gonna get a speech point because I already had a debate earlier.
Lucky, this is my
Yes.
only debate
Yes.
this week.
Oh, and then you'd actually redo this like several times though.
Well, I'm gonna need to, so it's
I have,
alright.
like-
Yo, I was gonna get a bunch of free
No, you see, I was gonna get to speak again tomorrow, except she's not here, so now I don't.
Give
Oh,
two
so
and
you
I
don't
don't
have
have
any
right
time.
now.
I have a fencing tournament all day Sunday.
I've given a practice speech this week already. I'm giving 2 more tonight, and
I'm gonna give it two practice to
I gave like 4 practice speeches last night.
Nice.
I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
give 2 today.
It's actually like once you get on the grind, it's pretty fun.
I take a
Okay.
long time to practice because I was really
Ride the
slow
wave
to
of
read
my
all
geometry
cards, just to make sure I'm not being like stupid.
Yeah.
Like that actually takes me quite a while.
That's good.
Okay, are we good, y'all?
Yeah.
Should I try actually flood or
You should
I'd actually try.
Okay, I'm just gonna pray.
I only sent the doc out because of what happened yesterday. And I would literally blow it. If it were up to me, I would not send the analytics, but try to refrain from looking at the doc and do the last weekend.
Okay, this is just the.
You have trouble. You can type.
Wait, hold on. Wait, Taylor.
Oh, actually, sorry.
Oh, this year.
It is going to be.
I'm telling you, have you brought your trophy, by the way?
What?
Have you brought your trophy? Like,
Oh, I'm
yeah, you
not
should.
supposed to do that.
Yeah, we don't,
I don't know. I've been to the GTSA all year.
wait.
The order's gonna be K framework, K security, and then framing, like the util stuff at the bottom.
Are you, Callie, are you after that?
For no.
Okay.
It's one off security.
Zoe would be proud.
Do you think someone, yeah.
Dude, I already run one off security.
I mean, people would let you run this, yeah, probably. No.
Probably not one off the K. They're probably gonna go for CAF. I don't know like any
Wait.
security. Probably gonna go for
Wait,
security.
can I also
You're
can I
gonna
also
listen
get
to
like
music?
2AC?
The 2AC, Jesse.
You want me to resend it?
What's
Why
that?
does Andy have his headphones on?
He doesn't listen to my tunes.
Chris wants to watch.
That's okay.
Oh yeah, it's a Chris.
Yo.
Hey, wait, you wanna watch
Chris,
my?
very
Yeah.
short,
Why-
very
this is
short.
because-
Oh no, you're not gonna be able to watch my.
Wait,
one.
Callie,
I don't know if you heard, but like when you were spreading and all the farmer kids were here, they were like outside, they were like, holy shit, she's so fast.
I sent you my
That
2AC.
was so unclear,
Huh?
I sent
actually.
you 2AC again.
Well, thanks.
Sure.
I was. Oh my god.
I
I
was
do my
so
speaking
slow.
drills. Okay. So K framework, K proper, util.
Wait, no, you have to
No.
tape it. No, right. Take away your paper.
Okay, come on, guys.
I'll
Okay.
try, but I can't.
The role of the balance to assess the justification of the one I see the judge be assumed the role of educator, a problem with the education benefits of women's representation, the balance between what education must come first, and what if we're obviously for all the balance of referendum with the advocate to protect and push academia, the students search and but the she has a very bad one to conclude it was bad that the judge can actually pass upon, but going after firms of problematic scholarship must meet the framework of firms of direction of the child. In case you have an obligation or objective to make their great scholarship, yes, these agencies to say which absolve the personal responsibility for all the house applicants and independent ability. That's calculator 95. Because in a major process, common class, severe responsibility leading to powerlessness, citizen plus converted validity, decision errors, the algebra, six, all of us having the relation of our action events of recognized between the position and the duty we are, and to the about a war based for number 3 determining spending the engagement of what I do that representing basic period, making the period of the world, and the was period is for you, but recommend the troops in her, who will do all more thank you very much for probably for around to sending or reeling. It is not a probably human or to for probably the practices, and they say where they have a beautiful pragmatic educational case, believe means pushing the absent scholarship, and this is the obvious framework concern on the conservation to try to come first, and hard to question making this accurate decision by the classes I believe considering the subject of cognitive question processes, representation of industry policy, and error application design. The debate is a game just because through our ideas to build good evidence and move on to the game proper. The UNC security logic is a form of effective block being the parent apology field of all encouraging the rest of the necessity the error considered eradication the other also leading impacts first slash of the security to depend on the proliferation of fast for its own sustenance, this response to Hawks for terror, China Russia's all the terror space of the policies against spiritual violence, the war, research of us, favorable systematic everyday violence, the designation of the group as the other reasons of violence, and statistically outweighs the third agencies of the security as a process of subjugation of the Fox authority to the military and national power, reviewing the ability of subjects to create and represent independent power of the equal attachment to the status quo cause. This is reforming their limit for purpose of being condemned to only is for terror and repulsive because even they make because they are also but only after there was no security as a compulsion for the military planning also militarization the offspring of the force near relocation security of the demands and has prevented violence and prevented violence the roles of fashion for the future they were over actual events which have military shooting the lives of people were designed to remove fear and state security tribe resources and all every process for schools after immediate action operation and the alternative is psychoanalysis security one is these chemistry and immigration were formally are discourse of the other institutions of empathy and recognizing our own fault that's back and files and we don't deny the possibility of these quote-unquote threats, we just question the political how that informs determination to adopt a position that created the resistance piece rather than war and there are two components to psychoanalysis versus the interrogation is the process of breaking down the political constructing clinical and the one he suggests specifically we refer the truth claims about their asserting problematic representational gave this analysis to a question identified by ruling them as a cognitive internal anxieties and second the wake-up call the role of the judge is critical also purpose that the panic project anxieties on the other to avoid converting issues or reason for taking their policies to prepare in order to wake up call the forces to confront the vacancy that is one see and they also have the case by literally pursuing a path that predisposes us to peace rather than war we solve literally the entirety of the China threat which means that you vote on it and they say the case always in this true but their impacts are irrelevant for one person doctrine tradition impact analysis and I know guys less critical, and they say scenario planning, but these arguments are used to obviously penalize the more high value that reported prior or and a more alternative and iteration when in the case which another evidence is that we should forward about the depiction just investigate which is more consistent alternative in the app. The stereotype is scenario plan is finding the abstract with the police without the one is content doing so is found and not in the context of security, not doing against the security interpretation, because just by fast forms of the whole evidence emerges that nuclear war planning is good and they say psychoanalysis is still key. Even if formulating different scenarios is good, it's like what was desirable is the role of psychology while it's psychological production, but if people should aggressive actions over police small ribs and actually skip this, like skip the security motivates action part. They say perm. Severance, the perm suffers the reps, the Jackson ground makes the condition of urban development for the same practice all the logical expression justification for the place. So if they vote, they sever coding a presumption as addiction is that the perm is just a math addict saying one just once more. That's trying to say these things. The point is argued about whether the phrase is just a math around zero and assume that it's contact with the reality sectors that they vote relation to related to fantasy images of the fantasy from reality concepts of your fantasy the other GPT, which is parallels of basic concepts social every different word. If security takes small security political discourse is that's my goal. Security also utilize the sinister because it court person decision making authority to the state for example to corporate district and republic 80% political sentiment which continue words related to this means the permutation perceived its curricular direction which will impact on fabric and you can cross yourself from the BRK and reformers of design to let you skill the logic of security based inevitable I'm gonna skip the card. Restricting security altogether is key to security dominance is political discourse like which fundamentally varies for forms of political previous over debates every year continuing courts to say prevents alternatives that this word is push aside so you can you can flow the neo-closed evidence as a tech. Moving on to line by line. They say China bad, but you remember China black people say they do cite nation of factors and why works it. This argument is a fucking link. They continually otherwise it and demonize China, which justifies the violence atrocities. And you'll do this link with the one are, and they say that we responded to the warmer discord, but no, we have our entire when I say was literally about deconstructing your threat construction, and they say hedge always, but hedge literally led to drone killings and bombing in the Middle East, which displayed Middle Easterners and North Africans as morally correct thing and a bad thing to say. But one say literally justifies this by descending by U.S. hedge, and we're going to argue that U.S. pursuit of hedge literally will lead to atrocity committed against the Chinese if the plan passes. They say hedge Russian China, but there's no words because evidence. You need quantifiable evidence for Russian Chinese threats. They say that threats are not constructive, but they can literally contain in the process that they have no fucking proof that hedge decline will lead to transition wars and that China is 100% going to be violent. They say security is good to stop threats, but security is one increase those threats. It's psychological. There's absolutely nothing to prove that China's threat in the 1AC or the 2AC. Moving on to framing. Extend the Callahan evidence examples like the Japanese internment camp, Nazis and constitution camps, your enemies war and government stuff like they're imposing apartheid, but survival lack consideration for human life is different repeatedly expressed. If we say that we don't commit atrocities like these, violation of land human rights, migrant indigenous lands and cultures, zero tolerance policy would like to balance your life is there. What is the point in upholding a human race which believes in genocide is justifiable in the name of all things and values to life outweighs root causes. We have no value to life atrocities become that much more likely than equal representing the Holocaust or all possible scenarios in which there is no value to life, and if we lose value to life, there is no turning back from atrocity. Violence can end, wars can end, but unjustifiable atrocity towards indigenous people permanently hurt the values of life and prefer ongoing impacts. The negative is ongoing violence, violation of corporate private treated the history by violence through American and wars, structural violence such as poverty, high crime rates, and alcohol, rape, which the native community environment because framework considerations must compare to technical effects, outweigh effects of the hypothetical plan condition. Before users actually where they can even solve for genocide, and also they conceded our structural violence outweighs claims, which means that you have to fucking vote on it. Obviously, extinction isn't going to happen. We've proved that on the K-popper, and Amy will do more on it and paste in the links. Basically, yeah. Structural violence outweighs because 100% probability, whereas they can't give us a quantifiable number for nuclear war. Okay.
Alright, open for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say the truth claims aren't a defense, then what else is a defense?
Okay, that's not what we're saying. We're just basically saying that you getting up in your 2AC and saying, but our threats are true, is not a defense to anything. It's the way that your vocabulary in the 1AC seeks to demonize China and predisposes us to conflict rather than peace.
Okay, in your addiction dissent, you said that it's like a meth addict just saying one word.
Sure.
What does that mean?
Basically, what we're going to say is that your perm is severance. If we give you this perm, basically you're not going to change your ways, and you're going to keep going on with like this problematic threat discourse that obviously is bad for the whole.
Wait, so if we reframe the app in the idea of like the alt, it's
Yes.
still saying like one.
Yeah. Okay. Also, that's our severance perm argument. Basically, if you permit, that's bad because your reps are the only thing that ties you to your 1AC. So if you sever your, basically that's just the way you chose to read this 1AC. It means that this is what you believe in. Yeah. So moving on, like again, my severance perm argument is basically like if we give you this perm that allows you to sever out of your responsibility for like the 1AC literally read, and that's bad because it destroys net ground and you can go to net ground presumption, but that means you have no 1AC.
Okay. sorry, your survival society decide, are you saying that our app is like advocating for
Yeah, what the
genocide?
Callahan evidence is basically saying is that putting like extinction threats ahead of like concerns for what is actually happening, like structural violence and other moral values, that's bad because it allows for extinction to happen because it removes value to life for all individuals, and like obviously that makes extinction and nuclear war and all these like atrocities and like big impacts more probable. Who spelled evaluation wrong in this picture?
Andy time.
Okay.
Is it?
No.
Big
Alright, so I can give you a question.
Can you explain how the impacts lead to our case?
I'm sorry?
Can you explain how the framing of how the survival society disadvantage leads to,
Oh yeah, so framing is basically like comparing like impacts, obviously putting moral like extinction threats at like before structural violence and like other real threats. That's bad because it rips value to life away from every individual and it justifies atrocities and wars and violence, which like leads back to your app, obviously.
Why
So moral to life is the only like way to prevent it.
no, that's what I'm saying, is how does it lead back to our app?
Because okay, the root cause claim is basically like if we disregard all these lives in the name of like the greater good and like saving us from extinction, that's bad. But if we like focus on structural violence first, it creates like better people and apathy and responsibility for our actions.
So I'm not using any cards.
Oh wow, you're so cool. Are you gonna spread?
Yeah.
Do you want to send it to me?
Got halfway through
Yeah, sure.
Kelly's too and see I was like, oh right, I'm supposed to be flying.
Sure, I'll send you. I'll send you guys my analytics.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Here.
Wait, how old do you have to be to sign up?
For CSF, you have to be
Was that
a
a
sophomore,
training
second semester.
Okay, that's,
Yeah, whatever.
is it? Oh.
Here, so I'll just reply.
Is there a religion?
I'll be real. I'm just gonna say you dropped a ton of arguments because I wasn't here to watch it. So.
Andy, I shared my flow with you.
Yeah, I'll look over it. But why?
Oh
So
my
you would say that we
god!
didn't
They just
know
read an
about-
overview.
What?
No, they did.
I
We
did.
did line by line. Just define hedge codes and
Yeah.
Just assume they dropped nothing.
Yeah.
They dropped the what?
You dropped
Everything.
nothing.
Oh.
I'll assume you dropped. No, I'll assume you
Well,
dropped.
in
everything.
case, I don't think we
No, I don't think you guys dropped anything. But I'll just say, guys, it's just a scare tactic, right? You guys have to.
You don't tell us
you guys have
that.
to be able to like.
This is a
pick up
pedagogical
stuff.
activity, this is
Yeah.
not Halloween.
Pedagogical activity, yes.
Yeah, pedagogic.
Pedagogical.
Exactly, I don't know that because I'm deprived of my education.
Different cookies.
Homophobia K.
I sent it to you. So.
Would it be like logical to run a K that you
Yeah.
can't participate in? Like if you're running a clear K, but both you guys identify as you're like given.
Yeah, you can, but like make sure you don't run against someone who's actually like that.
Oh god.
Yeah, but you totally run it.
Kelly and Andy.
Yo, I wanna
Yeah.
run the
Separate
Matrix game.
colonialism.
Okay, but
Wait, we can run that.
why is that problematic?
You said
Wait, as long as you don't run against
What does
natives.
that have to do
You
with
said just a
anything?
bit.
Oh really? No. Okay.
That'd be like
It's fine, we just
Yeah.
practice our spread.
No.
No, I can't type it fast.
It's completely different though.
I'm actually
Is it-
It really is.
Wait, what if someone says that you dropped all their arguments
wrong.
and
How
I
are
see
you
you
gonna
run a
Yeah.
CK against them saying you're going too fast because.
Yeah, you could totally run a speak against them, but like
But
it's
not
just like
in
dumb.
the
It's about general colonialism.
Yeah.
That last
It's
one.
like it's like all of a sudden like, whoa,
Nativists.
now you're going too fast. Like yeah, other time was fine.
Yeah, other time was fine, but like.
So I just resent it. So I'll just wait like one.
What's the verbatim shortcut to pasting without formatting? I forgot.
F7?
F2.
Oh yeah, F2 in mind.
Okay.
Except, I'm so sad it doesn't work on my F2 button.
F2.
No, well you can just press it.
This?
How's your Alabama
Press the
transplant
thing.
go?
It's too
Is
hard.
it
Not Alabama.
is it all the immigrants come in and then we lower their intelligence so that domestic workers can like we have all the immigrants go to Alabama, have them learn it that for several years, have their IQ go down, and then we release them into the world.
Well yeah, you can't have the
Oh my
arguments.
god, I got the stupid dog! Yay!
It's not Google Docs.
All right.
Stupid, I didn't say it.
And my buttons are
That's just like the stuff
Well, it's none of it's on the security code.
it's China links at the top.
Well, that's mostly, I guess that kind of,
No, it's
whatever, I'll just upload it.
No.
No.
Alright, cool. Ready?
Yeah.
No.
So.
You only have channels?
China threat construction is outdated. Realists have fear walking about China for years, and other predictions have come true. China threat literature represents China as a discourse about the relevant objective account. Recently, talks about space control, the country's core talks in interdependent economic relations between realism flows. Countries inherently don't want to engage in aggressive military adventures. And their threat discourse creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. China is painted as a threat, not because we have a Japanese understanding, but because it fits within our definition of ourselves and justifies U.S. power politics. These constant predictions of worldly interests would prepare for war, engage high threat perception to justify increasing U.S. diplomatic standing, which exacerbates U.S. militarism. Turns the case that makes China war more likely. That's one in Japan, and they guarantee war. Conservative politics will hijack the plan. Conservative politics will hijack the plan and guarantee war policies formally on the imagination of policymakers rather than actual security concerns, projecting China's threat by the ready-made image of a strategic threat which prompts conservatives to pull the trigger for war. And all solves the China threat. Interrogating the one to see knowledge, protecting and deconstructs the existing knowledge of the one to see formulates itself for a reflective ability to engage China with. And the affirmative plan fails for two reasons. One, China really isn't a threat. I asked them cross for clarification. They couldn't find one line of evidence citing China as a threat, and only had vague articulation of China being a threat, which leads to a construction of the other, which links to all of our arguments. And two, China is a threat. This is proved by all of our evidence. We read a crap ton of evidence in the one to see, which all prove that China will go to war because they would get crushed by the US, which means that they really have no incentive to go to war. And this constant desire to recreate China's threat only leads to the war in the long run. It's the same logic that led to Iraq, and the desire to manifest threats. This fuels a military-industrial conflict, which makes it very likely to go for war. This is what led to the Vietnam War, and I'll do the China stuff at the top. You buy these strong arguments over their vague articulations. None of their evidence considers the implications of how China would engage in the global stage and whether or not they would really be able to take over the U.S. There are four evidence that they cited in crossings. This terrible only said that China wants more land, but this is easily solved by the status quo and how China is overtaking the South China Sea and creating new islands. They don't want to go to war with the U.S. because all our evidence indicates that they would lose. And why would they want to take over the land, U.S. land, especially because the U.S. has still $7 trillion more GDP and has a much more developed military that's much more experienced. Also extend our stutter evidence. China will risk conflict with the U.S. because of one-party growth and desire to avoid confrontations with the U.S. superpower. This would completely deck China's growth and stability, which completely goes against the goals of China to develop economic. The one-party system ensures that there will never go to conflict because China themselves know that they would lose in a war against the U.S. And extend our second piece of evidence, which is our Weinberg 10 evidence. China is only growing through trade with other countries. A war would disrupt these trade relations and growth. Prefer the evidence. It's great analyzing war from the point of view of China. And extend our third piece of evidence, which is our gating evidence. China is too far behind economically and militarily. That China has $7 trillion less in terms of GDP and is still a developing country. Going to war now would mean that China would lose even the opposite right about China being a threat. That's about 20 to 30 years down the road. Even in crossings, he said that China was a rising country. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily a player on the global stage now. And extend our fourth piece of evidence, which is our more evidence. China isn't a threat to the U.S. because China is still a relatively poor country. Its aging population indicate that China has no incentive to go to war with the U.S. The U.S. military is far better trained, has experience for many wars, has much more funding and technology, which disincentivizes China from entering war. Also, if you look at the GDP statistics for China, their GDP per capita statistics are much lower than the U.S., which shows that even though they actually have a lot of GDP, their population overall overcomes this. And there's no impact to economic decline. This takes out the really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's fine.
They didn't really. They were really fun, seriously.
Yeah, so also extend our address our evidence. There's no impact to economic decline for our evidence. Also, there's no solvency from the app. STEM isn't key to growth, focusing solely on STEM volume key values to solve their impacts because there are a multitude of factors that they don't consider that lead to economic decline. And if they don't consider that 2C obviously drops this argument, which proves that there's really no winning way for them to give a winning 1AR. And extend our Bill Moria evidence, focusing solely on STEM fails to consider other factors like expert knowledge in other sectors like finance, which are all booming, bringing in billions into GDP for the U.S., which means that if they can't solve for other factors like finance, then obviously STEM isn't the linchpin to growth. And extend our second piece of evidence, which is our Miller evidence that STEM alone isn't the perfect path to growth. This is proved by how many are in the engineering sector and still unemployed. For the next theory of how economies work, we offer a more comprehensive and holistic analysis of how economy works. Facebook and Google are great companies, but companies like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan are all investment companies that lead to billion people being poured to the U.S. Obviously, even if the STEM economy does collapse, this is only one factor in a larger economy that is the U.S., which has many millions of GDP being poured in from other countries and other sectors, holding internally to a high threshold for solvency. If they only have a 40% chance of falling for their impacts, you still vote negative because it proves that it's just as likely for them to start a war with China, which kills millions for both sides, which still exacerbates all of our suffering impacts. Even if you buy the argument that helping immigrants is good, creating China as a threat and otherwise, which is bad, it makes it more likely for a war to emerge, which makes it very likely for nuclear war, conventional war, which hurts everyone, especially everyone in this room, especially people at the bottom. That's the link to all of our frame arguments. How is especially likely for people at the bottom to have hurt from these suffering because these people are most likely to get drafted into war, which exacerbates all of our
long-term suffering impacts because it will separate families and make it more likely for millions to die around the world, especially because of how people will be drawn in because of lines. Also, you should vote next to deconstruct their security logic and start to build a logic that understands the way that we start constructing threats and the cause of desire to construct the threat, like the war, like the logic that led to for the U.S. to intervene in Iraq. Obviously, we have to start deconstructing this logic so there's no more future violence in the meantime. Yeah.
Great finish.
I mean, I could have more, but like, I didn't know they didn't read econ. Really?
They just didn't really do much in Tuesday. Also, like the.
We should have still like brought that up though.
I didn't even read any econ defense. It was just like and
Oh wait, why not just use like the 1 and C that we use
I use
against?
the one I say you use against Zoe.
Oh, okay, because like we had like the 1 and C against like Coral, which was like
Yeah, that's fucking terrible.
the 1 and C.
Oh.
What was wrong with 1 and C?
Oh, I was just looking for one. What was brown? Oh, are you taking prep?
Yeah, I'm gonna, sorry, we didn't start yet.
I'm big show. You wanna work on case?
Yeah, I'm working on like the Harker kids, the gun kids, like.
No, case for those. You just need to read
Oh, okay.
Are we gonna get to that?
Oh, that we're just talking about case next. But yeah, I just want to talk about the Harker and gun kids. So it's like, I don't know. Wait, where are the other good teams there? Well, actually, Archbishop Mini I think is pretty decent. I don't know. I mean,
No, now it's West.
Stanford.
Yeah. I was West. My lab leader.
Wait, West is good.
And I was West.
Oh.
Pretty good. My lab leader.
Oh yeah, but I mean for sure.
And my mom's like 5 blocks away, so we're probably not gonna get to the 2 in our.
Yeah.
Would you like us to continue on Slack?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I need to do redos, so. 40 points.
I get 2 speeches today. That's
Let me.
2 more than
Damn it, I wanted to give a 1 and C.
Yeah.
Wait, so did we or did
I'm
we
gonna
not,
give
this is
one
like
to
outside of debate, did we or did we not read AI Advantage at the beginning or no?
Huh?
We did not read AI, right?
No.
Do not. Wait, what?
Meaning
We
no,
just read hedge.
what we
for-
read, I was
we're just saying that
clarifying.
we only read the hedge advantage.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I don't know. I feel like the AI advantage is very similar to the hedge advantage.
Well,
Like-
it has to, we're
It
talking about tech
is,
innovation, so
Yeah.
it's basically that.
And
It
it's
seems like
hedges
the
off.
same.
We just didn't read specific cards on
hedge.
hedge.
AI is defense on hedge.
And I,
Really? I feel like.
The entirety of the AI advantage is
It just
one
says-
bit, is basically
But basically, like.
hedge good.
Yeah.
Like that's literally the AI advantage.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just that, and like nobody
Yeah.
ever
It's
really
so
comes
easy.
after the AI advantage, so like it's really easy to just say, but
Yeah.
they consider our whole AI advantage and this proves
AI
that hedge is good.
inventor? Oh wait, why is no one going for the AI inventor? Actually, I'm gonna start making
That you can't use that word when you God.
Or it's Ferrari, dude, that's why it's Ferrari.
Big words.
Here, actually, wait, can you email the 1 and C to me so I can give that and like get another one?
No, you can't.
Why not?
What is the educational benefit of you doing that?
For
the point.
Spreading drill.
For the point.
It's just a name and spreading
Oh
drill.
my God, I'm telling you, ew.
What's in
Is
it?
it
No, I'm allowed to.
Is he? What?
I'm allowed to.
Oh, that's cool.
No, because like every round, every speech that you get that's not a part of the other round
Right.
is a new speech.
Well, except for the 1 a.m. one then.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, cause I was gonna do that one for you.
1A,
I
season 2,
I
season
swear to
1.
God.
1A season
I
1.
love
season
season-
Because you don't have to do anything for the 1 a.m. and 1 a.m.
Actually, you do, but like, I just.
Well,
We
if
have to
you're-
do a little bit for the 1A.
No,
Like,
if you're
I
the
do
cat.
nothing for the 1A.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going home, so I don't know anything.
What did you say?
God, 3:30.
I'll just give it 2
I
an hour
know,
against
it's
you
a
on
lot
case.
of,
I'll give it 2 an hour against you on case.
I've never
Oh,
done
no.
this before.
You can
Just
do
in
it.
case.
You went to our security block.
Okay, really?
They exist. Just look under 2 and C security.
I can't read
So
new
2
cards.
in our blocks are under 2 and C security.
Yeah.
Why?
No new card.
Leave me alone. There's this tension. Look at that guy. My brother just texted me. My mom wants you. Make sure you hold them accountable for prep ID.
That thing.
We're holding ourselves accountable.
Yeah, we're good.
We're responsible adults over here.
Exactly.
What? You guys are like,
We're
you guys are like
responsible.
15. You guys like are like 14 or 15.
Andy, are
We
you
have
17?
140. Wait, no, 240.
Huh?
What?
Are you 17?
Yo, this is not okay.
You can just read the times if you want. It doesn't really help you at all.
At least some.
I'm sorry. My trip involved.
Next week, can we go over some of the stuff against critiques?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely go over this.
The text is underlined.
Because like, I think
Nine.
security key is actually like one of the more simple keys. So I think like definitely if we teach you guys run that, it's actually one of the more simple.
Oh, well, I guess it's simple, but answering the question.
Yeah. Actually, no, it's actually easy to answer on your side. All you have to do is prove that China is correct. Like,
Yeah, but there's nothing in the cards that says that.
really? Isn't
Yeah,
that,
I read the
that's
entire
fine.
card.
well then, looks like my 1 hour was actually really good.
Oh, you stopped rapping already?
Yeah, I stopped it.
How much time do you have?
We have 1:45.
Alright, cool.
Nice.
1:45.
So this is all.
1:45 is a 2-hour.
And I don't know what I'm saying.
Alright, cool. Don't worry, just try your best. We can redo it. And plus, we also recorded this, so.
I was gonna write if we're fighting over Tatum, don't get me sick again from my computer.
I'm sick.
I am getting over a cold, but
Yeah, I'm still getting over it.
I don't want to get sick again. Here. Tatum, just move this. Oh, it's
This
just
is my fault.
Oh, I thought there was just some random piece of paper. Wait, no, I can't. Okay,
Alright,
whatever.
let's see order.
What's your order, Tatum? Case and then the K.
Alright, cool.
Case, always do case first.
Okay, yeah. Where's my thing?
Where's your what? This is kind of.
Okay. I'm like extremely
Well, I
congested
do this,
randomly.
Yes.
Start time. Now, just before we begin, I'd like to clarify something about our plan. Our plan on hegemony does not state anything about military hegemony, although our opponents pointed that out many times throughout their impact. However, our plan actually promotes economic hegemony, and therefore all my opponents' impacts that state that military hegemony therefore leads to horrible wars with other countries is therefore not relevant to our plan, because our plan text never stated anything, or our plan never stated anything about increasing military hegemony. That is not part of what we mean to do with our plan. We just mean to create economic hegemony, which therefore means America will lead the war in their economy and therefore be a war leader in that, which is therefore not going to trigger all their impact on the concentration camps in Germany and as well as the genocides in different places of the Middle East and Korea and that stuff like that. The wars we do not agree with, but those are not part of our plan. Also, to extend our cards, current immigration policy decrease high school immigration. It hurts U.S. competitiveness and tech innovation. Rating 18. U.S. needs to let in immigrants in order to maintain economic hegemony. Griswold 17. And U.S. economic competitive solves China's rise, prevents key countries from becoming economically reliant on China. That is what we are trying to prevent. Economic reliancy on China and other countries having a higher economy than us. Because we feel as America, in our plan, as we have proven, that America leading economy is most important and economic hedge in America is most important. Also, my opponent said that we do not have any card in war. However, what in our extending the card, wars occur even when leaders are determined to avoid them. Avenge their actions that narrow their opponents, forcing them to make choices that risk war rather than acquiesce in unacceptable alternatives. Athens did not want to have war with Spartacans, willing to not have to seek war with Britain. Also, and once military machines are in motion, miscalculation and entanglements can escalate to conflicts far beyond anyone's original intent. To better say these dangers, Washington and Beijing have developed scenarios, simulations, and war games. These are definitely preparations for war. And as we've said, we believe that keeping America economic hedge is key to preventing war. Also, onto the perp. Instead, perp do both interrogating what is the onto line. My opponent said that China's threatening structure as they did. However, U.S. hegemony outweighs prevents great power war. Power projected data states and forced revolutions on powers to abide by liberal norms. U.S. leadership is critical to maintain stability. The alternative is not world at all. It blocks multilateral cooperation through dollars, hegemony, and U.S. safeguards trade flows and leads international institutions, which ensures the interdependence and collaboration of existing threats and transition wars collapsing the U.S. economy before other countries fill that vacuum. That's the U.S. retaliate goes nuclear. Also, they said that they guarantee war conservative politics will hijack the plan. We're trying to ensure peace and all solves China's threat, but we can reframe the after the view of the all refer to our perm. And China won't attack because they can't win. It would cause transition wars that would cause other countries try to fill U.S. vaccines and lose competitive challenge. We are trying to prevent any chance of war whatsoever. Judge, if there is a single chance of a China-American transition war, then you have to vote out because we will prevent that with U.S. dollar hegemony. Also, they said that in their Weinberg 10 card, China relies on, in response to Weinberg 10, China relies on trade war. Relies on trade. War would hurt this, but it wouldn't be necessary war with China because we would fill in other countries. We would be the other. We would be with other countries that would try to fill the US vacuum that would, and as I said, my opponent said many impacts about how American militarization is bad. However, we are not promoting American militarization, as I said before. Also, except do both. Also, except threats are not constructive projections. Your theory is wrong and the alt fails. Also, onto flow or onto line by line for the
Okay. Just read stuff about it. Or give analytics.
My opponent said that my opponent's arguments on K is that our plan is a security mindset that will therefore lead to harming other nations and that multipolarity is better. However, we argue again, Judge, that we are promoting economic hegemony, and then for any arguments they made in their case are not relevant to our act because we are not promoting any military hegemony. We agree that military hegemony is bad, but we are promoting economic hegemony, which therefore means that their cards about how our military hegemony will therefore is a false sense of security that will therefore trigger multiple nuclear wars is not true. We will not trigger these nuclear wars. Also, my opponents read a card about how America went to, after 9/11, America went to Iraq to battle because of American hegemony. But even though we are not promoting military hegemony, that was not military hegemony. That was military hegemony was disguised. And Judge, I believe that you may be aware that it was Dick Cheney actually, as the Vice President, President Bush at the time, who sought out to make profit off the going to war because when he went to war at Iraq, he therefore made money on the private gas company that he owned outside of the White House. And that is the true cause of that, not American hegemony. So that does not relate to our plan. That impact is discarded. Also, done.
How much prep did Kelly use done, right?
What? I think I'm on the board. I don't know if that's actually ours.
I'll use 650 then. It says I have negative 650.
What time is it?
Might as well use that.
Alright, cool. I'll give the 2 an hour. Do you want to give the 2 hour against me?
Sure, might as well. I have to be here till like 5:30.
Alright, cool.
Tim, you kind of conceded their entire case.
I don't know what to say against K.
Just extend your ordinance from the 2AC.
But
Extend say cross-point all of our cards from the 2AC, or like extend all of our cards from the 2AC. And then you should have written some analytics against it during prep. I mean, I guess case is a little bit more important, but this is really important because it's a K.
well, but didn't I address the K?
Yeah, but you only addressed like 1 point
Tired.
that I addressed in the 2AC. Just extend everything. Well, if you do a redo of this, just to say like cross-point. Dude, you just stay more organized too. That would be very.
I just cut a
And also like close the 1AC
you don't
and the 1NC
Longer
so
point.
that it's easier.
No, dude, I had so much technical difficulties,
Just
like it
cross-point,
refused to
and,
shrink
like,
the card, so I had to go in and cut it line
But
by,
also-
shrink it line by line. It was awful.
Depictions of China like the rest of red. I covered all this in analytics.
Did you?
Yeah, because I was saying that it doesn't apply. They're saying that structural violence outweighs and stuff like that, but
Well, structural violence
Stop
is.
prepping so loud.
security logic.
Wait, they're not prepping, I'm prepping.
We're talking about-
Logic condemns millions of mass violence, but I refuse security logic, saying we're not promoting militarization, therefore there is no security logic. It's that argument can only be made if there's militarization.
In the 2AR, can I extend my arguments from the 2AC? My opponent didn't. My opponent didn't.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Can
Well,
I-
like in a regular round,
can I-
could I?
Probably.
Can I cut cards on that war will happen with China?
Yeah, if you don't think the evidence is good enough. then
I just
go
can't
for it.
find anything.
Let's just pretend that Tatum extended my. Can you help me?
Andy, you wanna see some more spicy album?
Wait, can I look at it after this?
Yeah.
Should I be prepping right now?
Yeah, sure, just like prep stuff against the thing. Go for it.
I don't know.
Yeah, might as well. Just write stuff on your flow that like would help. Like, write stuff on your. It's fine, but you could give it to me after. But you can't just talk to me about it right now. Just,
Want to read this?
no, Tina, just write arguments and response, okay? The stuff the other team had. Um, Where? Oh.
Silence.
You're saying that war is bad and our plan makes war.
Wait. Yeah. What's seating agency?
Oh, giving it like seating agency.
What
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
agency?
So agency is like the ability to like be able to do stuff like on your own. If you seed agency, then it means like, oh, I'm taking away my potential to do stuff.
Okay.
Well, cool. I'm gonna give that. So I'll send my analytics.
You're good if you want. We should probably practice flying.
Okay. Wait here. I'll just send it to you, and then you can look at it afterwards.
Andy, I'm picking. I'm filling this out.
Go for it.
Yeah, I just don't want to concede any arguments.
Dude, just take the other.
Andy, that's not plugged into anything.
Huh?
The thing I just unplugged isn't plugged into anything.
Dude, just plug it not like that. Oh yeah, that's yeah, sorry. Alright. So I just sent it, you don't look at it, so I'll just start. So the order will be K and then case. Yeah. Alright, cool.
I didn't get it, but I guess.
I mean, it's up to you. Like, do you want to flow with the analytics?
I mean,
I
in
guess,
debates,
but
I always
Yeah.
flow.
No, do you want to flow with the analytics?
But I'm just gonna listen to
Probably,
you.
I mean,
because
well,
should-
especially
I
because
need
of the two there.
Alright.
I got it.
Alright, cool.
I
So
can
I'll just let you
flow
open.
if not.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's like whatever you think will help you improve. And plus, like, we can also like work on like answering security. Like, the only reason like we want like hardcore mode on you is just like we wanted you to get like the
Yeah,
practice.
it's
Yeah.
practice.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, I
practice.
really appreciate
It's,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I don't want.
Yeah, you don't want that
Easy
happening
on me.
vertically. Yeah.
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 This-
And we're also we should probably also start practicing T more. Yeah.
I think we got like the basics of
Yeah.
games running down, we just need to know how to counter them.
Yeah.
Where
And
the stuff
counter
is.
Yeah, because we're not gonna be
How to
running.
counter frame.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we.
Actually, I think we have to
You
start.
have like framing in the 1AC just extended.
Yeah. I mean, we can work.
What is?
We can work over this. Yeah, I think this is
The framing
definitely.
is how the judge should look at the argument.
Yeah. Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You vote neg on the all but drop K, the affirmative vastly undercover of security, which means that any reason that they elect our securitizing logic is a reason to vote neg to endorse our form of psychoanalysis. The all, in an attempt to deconstruct their logic, will only manifest threats such as China. This means that we will go to war with them. All our evidence is fantastic and proves that China is a threat. All their ability to prove that China is a threat to a high standard. This will be done on case if they can't, then you have to vote neg. The only real argument that they have on the case is that permutation works and that threat consortium is real. Prove on case that China is a threat, which shows that their securitizing logic is a link, and I'll prove below that the permutation fails. Also, they drop all their framing arguments, which means that you have to prioritize our impacts of suffering. A few key arguments in their overview. One, anxiety is inevitable, but the F is a violent way to deal with it. Instead of confronting internal problems like poverty in the environment, the F chooses to blame and the end of the world on China. Masco and Biles indicate that vacuums their self-responsibility in creating this threat, which leads to the impacts of becoming self-fulfilling prophecies. And two, structural violence concerns probability outweighs magnitude because anything else leads to retrenchment of Chinese 1% odds rate. The K outweighs more people die from poverty than war. That's Jackson. And the role of the judge is huge. Voting neg is a refusal to feed their fantasy weight acts as a wake-up call, which forces them to confront that fantasy they want to see that scene. Vote neg under their firm reach of the arguments can, on cases, a reason why their impacts are probable. Defer to probability for calculus. Any other metric is unethical unless for algo problems such as structural violence. And to continue, that was the argument. Default psychoanalysis that means questioning the abstract biblical sense that is inherently a debate further than policy making because we took through ideas that allows us to avoid error application and consider the underlying forces behind the policies which facilitate more accurate consideration of the plan's desirability. The after discuss, so reformulating our discourse more germane to the space. If we rank framework, then we don't need the winning entirety of the L. You vote because the links and the impacts outweigh the case. The bell should be framed because based on what the F scholarship is desirable, and they've conceded over framework. But extend our fiat K, they've conceded this coming out of the 1A argument. Vote F now. Fiat seats agency do the same and absolves our personal responsibility. Agency will never feel like we have the power to create meaningful changes. Although we rely on to say that's problematic because it creates irresponsible policy and apathy. Cross-apply our value to left arguments on framing. And all is psychoanalysis recognizes a period of projection is really responsible psychoanalysis to understand our role in immigration. That's key to building empathy for the other. That's back. And Biles, this has two parts. First, integration. This is the process of refuting the political constructive glimpse of the one to see by questioning the statements with defense and alternative perspectives. We recognize that the second projection and breakdown the presentation as pure truth. And second, the wake-up call voting neg is a refusal that forces them to reconsider their assumptions and confront their fantasies. That was framework. The all last for a new political vocabulary to filter conflict. That's a better way to approach the problems that they presented. And to our perm. It's either separates or links. If they include the abstract, they link to everything, solve nothing. But if they don't, they separate the majority of the 1C, and the justification for the plan makes predictable, negative, round possible, and precludes epistemological interrogation of the 1C, which was impacted above. And two more dissents. Both of these are alternative solving sequences. A, the attorney's evidence says the security is an addictive cycle that becomes a default response to internal anxiety. So even when the security is justifiable, and their specific instance separating them from the bottom frame of security is good because it separates them from the violent flame of ethics. It creates an endless cycle of protection that recreates the need for violent securitization, becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. Attorneys give the example of the U.S. building nukes to counter the Russian and Chinese threat, which creates an arms race and recreates the need for more destabilizing militarization. And B, security dominates politics because it votes all policy-making towards existential threats and precludes the epistemological interrogation, which is key to disrupt violence policies that the app includes like containment sanctions. It also prevents a new individual colonial vocabulary that predisposes us to cooperation rather than conflict, which turns all their democratic deliberation argument because security logic defers responsibility on actors like the state and the military, which are immune for critical analysis. On to case. There are three main voting issues in this debate today. One, they drop the internal link argument. That STEM isn't the key to growth. This proves that even if their plan is supposed to solve for dollar agenda, they can't solve it with immigrants because the STEM isn't key to lynchment. This is a dropped argument which disproves all their advantages. That's our Miller evidence. Even companies like Facebook and Google are great for other companies for economic decline. They can't prove that STEM alone isn't the lynchment growth because even for maintaining economic hegemony, which means that you still vote in because there are a multitude of other companies like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs that all lead to billions being poured into the U.S. And two, the difference between dollar hegemony and actual global hegemony doesn't really matter, which is what taytum to 1AR was really about. They still construct China as their end. This is a big bad other. This still leads to false story conception, which all of our links, which makes it very likely forward. That's our conceded 1 and C pan evidence. Also 3, I read a crap ton of evidence in the 1 which they just didn't answer. I'll do the extensions below. Extend our center evidence. China won't risk conflict with the US because of poverty and one-party growth and desire to avoid competition with the US superpower. This would completely deck China's growth stability, which completely goes against the goals of China develop economic. And instead, our centerpiece of evidence, which is our Weinberg evidence, China is only going through trading with other countries. Why would China want to go to war if they would actually completely deck their trading relations? This would completely deck Chinese growth, which solves all their arguments about Chinese benefits, because clearly China doesn't really have a benefit from going to war with the US. And also extend our third piece of evidence, which is our gates and evidence. China is still too far behind economically and military. This is a drop argument coming out of the 1AR, because China is still $7 trillion less in terms of GDP. It's still a developing country. Go to war now would mean that China would lose, even if the apps are right, but China being that that's about 20, 30 years down the road. 20, 30 years down the road. And this all proves that they are losing the threat construction portion of the debate and only manifests China into a threat, which fulfills all their impacts, especially because they can't really prove that China is a threat, and that's conceded by all their evidence. And their 4 evidence is also really bad. Doesn't have a specific line that says China's a threat. You have to vote negative, because even if they can prove that they can prove the K, all of our drop framing and arguments on the K proves that absent a complete rejection of the apple, their logic only recreates arts, meaning violence and bloodshed, violence of life, and suffering is inevitable in their world, and even under the permit still leads to suffering.
Can't see the meeting now.
What?
Can't see the meeting now.
Yeah.
Innovation is STEM. Almost all innovation is STEM.
Was that from yesterday's run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also there's one more. That's a little bit more brutal. No,
Aww. Brutal, man. But is that for semen?
What?
They said that China, we still make China flat in our dollar government. However, we still have a general speaking of economic competitiveness, and we believe to heighten that competitiveness and that nations, we should decide that someone else who's trying to take over the high economy.
We're just missing it.
Yeah, it's not physical, militarized competitiveness, therefore it doesn't treat it okay. And China's too far away to fight war, as the quote from that card.
Wait, 1 second. What?
We said that China's too far away to fight war, well, in that card, but just read like the quote from it says China's followed, the losers are followed for when they didn't think they could win, and China would do that. And that's it.
Wait, quote from card. Oh, stop.
It's like,
Wait, do you have it over there?
Yes.
No, did you write it? Did you write it?
yeah. Nothing after a
Oh God.
Wow, what a hoe. Zoe's such a hoe. No, I didn't draw. No.
Do we have to film this?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a train wreck. At least I know.
Alan expert.
Go for it.
Oh, no. Okay. Wait, Tina, can you give me your computer?
Yeah. I don't have any flow.
Do you have any flow?
I don't have any good ones, but
Wait, what? That doesn't even make any sense.
this is the flow.
Well, actually, hold on. No, actually, that does make sense. Actually, that's fair. I do drop it quite a bit, but whatever.
Yeah, this is cool.
Wait, don't tell her something. I don't want me to actually give like.
It's being recorded.
No, but she's not gonna watch this around. Okay, I'm not gonna.
Can you not send this to anyone?
No, don't worry. We'll just keep it in
Don't
between us.
delete
No,
this.
this does not go anywhere.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
We delete this and throw it in the trash.
Don't worry.
No, it's okay. Your first circuit round's always pretty brutal. The first half round,
But we've
Alvin and I
done
ever
multiple
did, I couldn't
Yeah.
get to solvency in
We've done
time.
maybe 5
So
circuits.
Zoe,
That's fine,
and
yeah,
Sarah
yeah,
just went up in the
it's
one
practice.
instance, they conceded they have no solvency, so we win. Like that was their entire elements.
Oh no.
Rude.
They can't
Okay.
have their own play themselves.
Let's go.
Okay.
Eat the
Let's
flow.
try to do this. Ooh, wait, where is it?
Don't worry, you got this.
Okay.
Say order.
Order,
Case,
case, K, and I also have some framing. What? Right. Okay, whatever.
I just need to know like what arguments are and where to find them.
Wait, where is it? Okay. Great. U.S. hegemony outweighs it, prevents great power war, it locks in multilateral cooperation, and stops transition wars, which collapsing U.S. competitiveness between China and U.S. not necessarily made a war between China and U.S., but if China's rise collapses U.S. competitiveness, it would cause other countries to fill in the power vacuum and the U.S. to retaliate, which is that is the thing that would go nuclear. They said that we dropped there internally that STEM isn't key to solve, but STEM isn't. We agree STEM isn't necessarily key. Not all innovation is STEM, but the most profitable companies that are STEM, and we're also advocating for economic hedge, which they didn't respond to at all. They also say the difference between dollar hegemony, but we're just boosting economic competitiveness, not physical military competitiveness. Therefore, we don't trigger war. And also, one of the cards that they read about China too far behind to attack. In that card, it says that wars occur even when leaders are determined to avoid them. So just because China doesn't necessarily want to start a war or isn't necessarily equipped to start a war doesn't mean that they won't. And we're saying, they say China too far behind. We're saying that transition wars, again, we're saying that transition wars will occur if China beats US and we lose the competitiveness battle and there's a power vacuum. Not necessarily that China will attack the US to gain land. What? I already did that. And on the K, they said that, extend all of our K cards from the 2AC and cross-apply. And they said that their evidence, the judges and the educator, we should evaluate everything that way, right? We agree with that, but they said that the fiat K was conceded. We're just saying that the plan passes no matter what because that's how debate works. It's part of debate and it's inevitable. How are you supposed to have a debate round if the asked plan doesn't even pass? How can the neg go against an argument that doesn't even have any chance of passing? You can't then. Okay, and their cards are old on China. Oh jeez, my mom's called me. They said that we set an addictive cycle because of an arms race is a self-fulfilling prophecy, but we're just trying to boost our hegemony. We're not talking about military hegemony. We're just trying to boost our economy and create more innovation and bring more people over so that they can have better lives and improve the U.S. economy overall. We're not trying to start a war, but we're saying that if U.S. loses the competitiveness battle, it would be very bad. They said the alt solves, which is key to developing empathy, but refer to our perm, and you can view the af in the view of the alt. It doesn't have to be. They're not mutually exclusive. Thank you, Judge, and please vote an AF ballot to help sustain U.S. hegemony, global trade, and our economy.
Okay, is that the end of the 2AR? Because I can give a
Well,
is this your camera?
Well, definitely you have to
You
get
can
the
vote
thing.
I'll give-
Don't sabotage the footage.
I'll give-
I know.